Welcome to another episode of Rich in Relationship, and we are continuing our series on how to create your soulmate, right? And you're creating our soulmate right here in the relationship we're already in. This is not a dating, well, it could be. I was going to say this is not an advice for dating, but it could be. It's an advice for dating your own partner. It's an advice for tanking that relationship that didn't work and bursting through whatever emotional feelings the relationship had, taking it to a place where you have maximum compatibility, happiness, and joy. And what we talked about in the earlier episodes was the different relationship levels: conflict, coping, cooperation, synergy, soulmates. We also talked about what gets in the way, the 8 deadly habits. We talked about removing those 8 deadly habits and working at the 7 caring habits. We talked about making that decision, all right? And once you've made that decision, we're now going to talk about how you can manifest those positive habits, right? We're going to talk about the doing. You see? We talked about the being. We're going to stop being negative. We're going to start being positive. We're going to make a decision to do that. And now that we've made a decision and we're coming from a place of positiveness, we've released the baggage of the past. We're embracing a caring way of being. Here's what we need to do, right? And doing in this context is really all about, I'm going to call it the path to fulfillment, or fulfillment path. And there are 3 fulfillment paths in the room of your relationship. One is yours, right? Your personal fulfillment path. The next is theirs, their personal fulfillment path. And the third is your relationship fulfillment path. Now, I've studied this for a while. Some people call this quality worlds, knowing their quality world. Some people call this knowing your partner's love map. I just think that's jargon, because really we stay in relationships. Relationships work for us when we feel we are achieving what we were built for. Let me explain what that means. We are all fearfully and wonderfully made. Each one of us is unique, like a snowflake. We may look, snowflakes from afar look alike, but up close you can see that each one is unique. There are no 2 snowflakes alike as far as we know. I'm sure it's possible that there have been 2 snowflakes alike, but it's probably pretty hard to recreate, for us anyway. We're all fearfully and wonderfully made. We're all unique. We are unique combinations of skills, innate abilities, cultures, families. All of that blended together makes us unique, special. Each one of us is special in a positive way. We can be special in a negative way too, if we choose to be. We're special in a positive way. We also have these innate skills and abilities, these desires. We're built to be social. We're built to connect. And in connecting and improving and growing ourselves, we have a built-in desire to improve the greater good around us, our families, the place that we work, our communities. It's built in, this desire to help and improve. And because each one of us is a unique combination of skills, innate abilities, cultures, family influences, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And because we have this desire to develop and grow and influence and change, not only ourselves, but the people around us in a positive way, we each have a unique path to fulfillment. That's what that is, the fulfillment path, unique and individual to each and every one of us. Now, the relationship also has a unique fulfillment path. It may be similar to other relationships. We all want to prosper. We all want to feed our children. We all want to create a safe environment for them. We want them to discover their path to fulfillment, to grow, to be happy, et cetera, et cetera. However, the way that we do that is going to be unique to each household. Each couple is unique. There are no two, in the same sense that there are no two individuals that are exactly the same, there are no couples that are exactly the same. And so each relationship is unique, and each relationship has a unique path to fulfillment. Now let's talk about the relationship's path to fulfillment first. What the heck is that? All right, we already said part of it is going to be, part of the mission is going to be making sure that our children launch into the world. But before that even, we have a contract with one another. Think about when you fell in love. When you fell in love, you were suddenly seen as more than you saw yourself. That person saw the potential in you that maybe you didn't even recognize. And that felt so awesome. Oh my God, she gets me in a way that I don't even get myself. She sees, oh, it feels so good to be loved so much. And you appreciated them. You said, oh, I love her. She's so amazing. Oh, it feels so good to love someone so intensely and so completely. It was incredible. Call it infatuation, call it falling in love, whatever you want. It's got a limited time because eventually we got to get back on our personal mission. Right? That falling in love stage, you're really focused on each other. Your personal mission, maybe not so important right then. Eventually, you got to get back to doing the business of being you. But you've created, in that infatuation, falling in love stage, the relationship. The foundation of the relationship is built on, I'm going to support you in being the best you that you can, and you're going to support me in being the best me that I can. A healthy relationship is founded on that. There are negative relationships that are founded on, we're going to take each other to hell together. Like, we're going to shoot dope together till we die, or whatever. I mean, there are definitely people who slip into that. It doesn't mean they can't have a positive. It doesn't mean it wasn't present, but the relationships can definitely have negative spirals. I'm not denying that. But I'm saying in your relationship, it started out with, it was the contract was, we're going to support and build one another into being our most amazing selves. And I see that in you and you see that in me. And that's how I know you can support me and I can support you. That's the foundation of the relationship. And the relationship is the compilation of our desire to grow individually and to make a difference in the wider society, the greater good. The relationship represents that. Path to fulfillment. You've got a personal path to fulfillment. She's got a personal path to fulfillment. The relationship has a personal path to fulfillment. Personal path to fulfillment. That's right. Just like that. Personal. You know, I have a daughter who talked like that for years. It was really cute. She gets mad at me when I tease her about it, but it was the sweetest thing. But we all develop and grow, and even what seems sweet and embarrassing at one age, you know, it's something that we grow out of and move on from. Right? I supported her in that. Okay, so the fulfillment path, that's what we're on today. And in order to exercise the 7 caring habits, we need to know these 3 things: our path for fulfillment, their path for fulfillment, and the relationship's path for fulfillment. We need to know them. We need to be engaged in them. We need to know their likes and dislikes. What kind of ice cream do they like? What kind of beer do they drink? We need to know who their best friend is. What kind of trouble are they having at work? We need to know pretty intimately what's going on in their lives. And what happens is, very often when we have children, we slip into, oh my God, how the hell do we manage this? And we stop nurturing the relationship and we start taking care of the children, and then we start developing individually and separate from one another, because we're trying to make enough money to keep the family going, and we're trying to get the children to school, and we're trying to figure out how the hell do you just 2 people take care of a whole nother body, or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6, in my case 6. How do you do that? And so it's really easy when you're being challenged on that level to lose sight of the purpose of the relationship, or to think that the purpose of the relationship is to make sure the kids get to school, and to stop seeing that the purpose of the relationship, the number one priority of the relationship, is that you both grow and develop and are aware of each other's growth and development. The number one priority of the relationship is to make sure that you both understand the challenges that you're going through and support and encourage one another through them. The number one purpose of the relationship is to make sure that you're both charging your batteries and taking care of yourselves and are 100%, so that you can show up for one another 100%, and so that there's a synergy that comes out of that shows up for those children 100%, and so that you start moving to that experience of compatibility and being soulmates. That's the purpose of the relationship, but we forget that. Instead, it's like, oh my God, I gotta show up at work. Oh my God, COVID. Oh, the kids, so much trouble. How do I take care of it? We forget. So now we're practicing 7 caring habits. We're spending time making sure that we understand one another's challenges. We're showing up and encouraging one another. We're in each other's corners. We're accepting one another. We are resolving differences together, creatively and constructively. We understand one another's individual needs and aspirations. We are functioning as real partners, not two individuals who are cohabitating a space, but real partners. So what's the strength of, what does it mean to be a partner versus a roommate? Right? Roommates are keeping everything functioning while they pursue their individual lives. Partners, the best partnerships, have two individuals who have complementary but different strengths. Think about that. Oh, we're not compatible. We're so different from each other. No, you're compatible because you're different from each other. You have complementary strengths. Understand the strengths that your partner has that you don't, that save your children's asses and your marriage. I mean, understand the differences, the strengths that you have that are saving the relationship. Understand it, embrace it, accept it, support it, encourage it. Understand what your individual values are. Sometimes partnership means being willing to sacrifice one of your aspirations for one of theirs. Sacrificing might mean putting yours on the back burner for a little while so they can get theirs. It might mean giving it up completely if you really love and care for the person. Might mean that. Might not. Depends on who you are. Understanding one another's path to fulfillment, or fulfillment path, means understanding both of you individually and the relationship on 12 different levels. We've talked about this. There's a Rich in Relationship Master Plan program that supports you in working through 12 different areas of your life. 6 of them are internal, 6 of them are external. The 6 internal, let's see if I can remember this off the top of my head. Physical well-being, emotional well-being, spiritual well-being, intimate relationship, that's your partner, family, physical, emotional, spiritual, and community. Right? Those, for you personally, you're going to have those 6 things. And then on the other end, it's going to be career, finance. It's falling out of my head. Career, finance, but community might be on the other side. Community, extended family, and there's a couple more. I'm not going to bore you with it, but there's 12 areas. And if you want to go to the website, richinrelationship.com, find the 12 areas up there. But the point is that you need to understand what's going on in all the areas of your partner's individual development and social development. You want to know and understand what's happening. And interestingly, when couples have that kind of understanding of one another and are supporting each other that much in those areas of their lives, when they're making sure that individually they're developing and growing, and when they're making sure that socially they're developing and growing, it's a lot less likely that there's going to be infidelity. Imagine that. You would think that's because they know everything about what's going on in each other's lives, but that's not it. Studies show that infidelity arises when a person feels stuck in a rut. That means they're not developing and growing. And when partners are supporting each other in developing and growing, supporting them on their fulfillment path, you don't need any infidelity because you are not stuck in a rut. So the next step to practicing your 7 caring habits is to really understand your path for fulfillment, their path for fulfillment, and your relationship's path for fulfillment, and check in and see how that's going. Lifestyle, that was one of the ones that's missing. It's not just, you don't just have career and finances, you also have lifestyle, which those 3 things, they fly together. Lifestyle is important. Are we keeping up with the Joneses? Are we living the lifestyle that we said we wanted to? Do we feel like we have financial freedom? Important. And in that conversation will arise your individual values and dreams and aspirations, and your shared values and dreams and aspirations. The deeper you go into your personal fulfillment path and their personal fulfillment path and the relationship's fulfillment path, the more understanding you're going to have of where you're going, and the more you'll move from conflict and coping to cooperation, synergy, and soulmates as relationship levels. Not only that, but you'll show up for your kids better too. And when you show up as supportive and caring and aware and understanding and encouraging the development and growth of both your partner and your children, it's a game changer. This is a game changer. And do any of us do this perfectly? No, it's a work in progress. And we all need help with it. And that's why here at Rich in Relationship, we provide this program. If you want to learn more, reach out to rich@richinrelationship.com. Go to richinrelationship.com. Check us out on Instagram. Make sure you follow, like, subscribe, whatever you need, and stay tuned because there's more to come.